Like the first time in Masterchef Studio, I have it's mystery box. I open it and it's all black, and I just focus on what I was going to cook, rather than looking at the camera at people. Because I remember I saw cameras. I was nervous at the time, but I feel like, hey, don't be nervous. I just talk to myself like, why would I have to be nervous? I'm here to do what I like, to do what's me.
If you had to redo MasterChef again, would you do anything differently?
Mm,
Angkrit Chuer-am, the winner of MasterChef Thailand Season 5. Known for his calm and collected demeanor, Angkrit has consistently wowed the judges and even his competitors with his creative culinary skills throughout the whole season. Despite never having any formal culinary training, Angkrit's obsession to understand how food is prepared and cooked, combined with his innate leadership skills, has earned him the ultimate championship title. Without further ado, let us introduce you to the winner of MasterChef Thailand Season 5, Angkrit Chuer-am.
Over 75% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. Could you please take a moment to subscribe to the Thaiger podcast? It would really help us out.
So, Kun Angkrit, how did you get into cooking?
I don't really know how did I get into cooking. I just remember myself playing in the kitchen when I was young. Start from playing with real materials because my uncle got a restaurant, and I played in there when no one was there. And one day I just started to cook for my cousin. Just, for me it feels like playing. Like cooking is having fun and play. So I think that's all everything started.
Did you have any inspirational person who got you started? Was your mom or your uncle or?
I remember watching my mom cooked and my grandparents. My grandfather always cooked savory thing, like some Thai Chinese curry kind of thing like that. And I watched him, kind of help him cooking, but more like again like playing. But for me, it was fun to be in the kitchen and helping my mom, helping my grandfather. So yeah, so I think maybe that kind of thing keep me going. Because I lost them already. My mom's gone and my grandfather is, passed away. I mean, he's gone a while ago. I just remember him from what he cooked for me. And I just, from time to time, I just cook the same dish, the same way he cooked for me. Just like normally we're Thai Chinese family, we gather together during Chinese New Year, and he always cooked, like, simple boiled chicken. And after we do the thing ceremony, what is called, like the Chinese thing,
โต๊ะจีน or something.
kind
Yeah,
of
the
thing.
Chinese table, that's what we call them.
We ate together, kind of boring. Yeah, when I was young, I feel like it's really boring. But when I, when I grew up, I feel like when I live abroad, I just miss that so much. I miss my mom. I miss my family. I miss the boring boiled chicken. And after we do the boiled chicken, we just do kind of like a salted one, like um, what is called like pan fried in the wok.
Okay.
Yeah, put some salt, garlic, and fish sauce. That's so simple, and that my grandfather specialty, I guess. And I made it from time to time when I miss him. So that's how I got into it, I guess. When I live abroad, I miss my mom, I miss my grandfather. I just made their food.
And you were talking about living abroad. So where did you go?
I went to London many years ago, like 20 years ago. I went there as a student. At the time, I didn't cook much until I crave, like my homemade kind of food. So I started to look up on YouTube how to make some certain things, and I started. and it went well. It was pretty good. Just simple things like some curry that I could not find in England, in London especially. Like in Thai restaurant, they only do like simple green curry, red curry, and I just want gang som, something like that, like more jungle curry, some curry with no coconut milk, and they don't do that there. So I just made it myself.
Were you adventurous in terms of cuisines when you were there abroad? And where were you again?
London.
In
I
London.
live in London. It's quite
Yes.
easy to find Asian groceries there, but not everything I could get. So many times I learned how to adapt like local, ingredients. Just I just adapt. I think I am quite adventurous in that kind of way. Still want to keep my taste authentic, but the ingredients is totally Western.
That's a challenge, I would say, because even if you want to cook a Western dish here in Thailand, sometimes you can't find those ingredients in Thai supermarkets, right? So I can
Yes.
only imagine the same thing happening to you, but reverse in London, trying to find basil or I don't know, any Thai ingredients, and then you end up with like very Western looking mushrooms and
Yeah,
like, oh
that's
no.
true. I tried to
Right.
cook grapao first time for like back long time ago for my host family. I could not find Thai basil because at the time I wasn't in London. I was in Colchester. It's like about 1 hour away from London. It's like a small town. I could not find basil, but I made it anyway. It's okay. It's okay. I have to use like the Western basil, which is different. But it was okay. I think it's the most important is I have to put a lot of chilies and garlic.
Yes.
Yeah, and fish sauce.
Right.
That's make it grapao, I guess. Yeah, little less basil could be okay.
I find your story quite fascinating as well because when you were in London, I knew that you worked in a restaurant in London. However, you were never the cook.
Never.
Can you explain what your role there was at the restaurant?
I started when I was a student. I I was a part-time waiter in a restaurant for a few years, and one day the whole team of the manager of that restaurant left with few staff. So they were looking a new manager, and I was there, happened to be there. So I was the longest at the time to be in the restaurant, even I was a part timer. So they promoted me to be a manager. So I was a manager for like over 10 years in the same
Wow.
restaurant. Starting as a waiter, I kind of know how the restaurant works. And since everyone is Thai in the restaurant, so it's easy to communicate. So I started like at the bottom and become a manager. It's quite a challenge, I think. Yeah, and I think I had a lot of fun doing it because I didn't cook. But I enjoy creating the menu because the head chef at the time is like 60 years old lady. She didn't have much knowledge about like new cuisine or like modernize her food really much. So I help her creating the menu. When we have like special Sunday, we have like Sunday lunch buffet. It's quite popular. The restaurant is not there anymore. Sadly, it was a nice restaurant by the river. It's really nice. So we have Sunday lunch buffet, and we hold events like Songkran, New Year, Christmas, Valentine's, and I did some weddings as well in the restaurant. So many times I help the chef create the menu using whatever we have in the stock room. So it's kind of fun.
I think that might have been one of the good points of working in that restaurant because I think later on during MasterChef, one of the episodes where you became the leader and you had to lead people to complete that task,
Yeah,
it
that's
helped.
bring back my time working in a restaurant.
Right.
I am quite bossy working, because
That's
like I
good.
know what I'm doing and I
Yes.
know, I just give everyone what to do and they have to stick to it because otherwise it's not going to work as a team, right?
That's good. Good
Yeah.
management skills. Would you say your time in London also shapes the way you cook now? Or have you been inspired by any cooking methods in the West that you brought to Thailand?
Do you mean coming back here in
Yes.
MasterChef?
Yes.
I started to cook Thai food back in London, and um, at the time during COVID, I didn't get out much, and I started to bake quite a lot. So I just sometimes I do Thai food, sometimes I just mix my food because I like traveling as well. So everywhere I go, I picked up some ingredients or some tastes, and I came back home, started to cook to cook the same dish I had when I was traveling. And I just, like when I have a lot of time, I just mix everything together.
Yeah.
My food is kind of, I don't know my style. I think it's like everything all together.
All together, but it
Yeah,
comes together very beautifully, is your style.
I guess so.
Right. I also want to know, why did you decide to join MasterChef?
Two years ago, I mean, I watched MasterChef since season 2, and I imagine because like I watched TV and I just thought maybe I can do this. Just thought, like few years back, and I watched it again, and this idea came up again, just like maybe I can do this again. So one day, my friend just told me there's they open for audition for season 5. Would you like to try? And at the time, I already enjoy, taking video and edit my own video, and I did some, like short cooking videos already. So she said, "Why don't you just try? You're already doing your own video." And I just said, "Okay, I try." And I did. I just sent, one day I just made khao soi pie. It's my boyfriend's favorite.
Oh.
Yeah, he like khao soi. Anyway, I made that, and I just edited and I just sent it to Heliconia, which is like MasterChef people, and they just called me a few weeks after, like they want me to come for an audition, something like that. So that's how it's happened.
Wow. I see.
But it take a while. It's not that because like every time I watch MasterChef on TV, and I just imagine myself there doing the same thing. Maybe if it happened to, I have to cook some weird ingredients, what would I do? And I always have an answer for that. What would I do? Slowly. And I just thought, maybe I can do this. Actually, I can do this. So I just did. I just went.
So, speaking of that, can you tell us some of the most challenging challenges that you had to do during MasterChef, and how did you solve the problem?
Actually, most of the ingredients is not that hard. I mean, even I don't use it before. Like one episode that I have to do cow's feet, and I never touched cow feet before. It's quite hairy and
Oh
fluffy, and
no.
I don't know what's in there. It's like a
Oh
big piece
gosh.
of bone and
Right.
and hair. So I don't. Yeah, and it's just like, okay, how am I gonna do this? But I did it anyway. I just thought like when I just open it, it's nothing in there, just like tendon and
Oh,
skin and
right.
bone. I just remind. It's just when I was young, I had a lot of boat noodle, beef boat noodle, and I like the tendon part of it.
Very Asian thing.
Yeah, very Asian thing. So it's just like, okay, so if I have to cook this, so I have to cook the same way as boat noodle, which is like slow cook or use pressure cooker to make it tender to eat. So I just did that. So yeah, I never done it before, but I think it's just my memories of my food when I was young or watching people doing it. So I guess I just pick that up and I just, yeah. And that at the time, that round is like I am coming back from quarantine, right? Like in that episode. So I have to make the best dish to be able to come back to the show. And I did.
Oh, that means you left the season for just a little bit to recover from
Yes.
some illness and then you came back.
Yes, it
Oh.
yeah, quarantine. I have to do the quarantine for 14 days.
Ah, right.
So
Okay.
I have to disappear
Ah, okay, I
for a
see.
little while and then they bring us back, but we have to compete to come back.
Mm,
So I got to cook the cow's feet.
right. Can you tell us of a memorable challenge that you did and you absolutely loved it?
Um this is before semi-final. I got really weird ingredients that I never thought I could cook, which is cow's liver.
Another cow piece.
Yeah, it's like yeah, cow's liver and egg frost, phoi thong.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, and condensed milk, chocolate flavored condensed milk.
Right.
And it's just like, oh my god. This round, I have to if the winner of this round we go straight to the semi-final or final, I don't remember. Maybe semi-final? No, go straight to the final, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so it's really challenging because I don't know what to do with it. It's like I have to make to mix them together and make a dessert from it.
With
Can you
cow's
imagine?
liver.
Yes.
Just that ingredient alone threw me off. Like, I don't even know what to do with it. But keep going, yes.
Yeah, and again, I have a Russian friend. He told me about his favorite food, which is liver's cake. And I just thought, oh, hang on. This is back before that episode. I talked to him. You know, we talk about food all the time, right?
Right.
Yeah, when we see something and we just talk about food. So he said his favorite dish that his mom made is liver, some kind of liver's cake. So I just thought, this is actually it's liver's pancake. Like,
Pancakes.
yes.
Wow, interesting.
He just explained how it made, and I just remember that, and I just thought maybe I can do liver's cake.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's gonna. I think I imagine it's gonna be tasting like pate, but in the cake kind of form. So I just have my cake recipe in my head already, and I just mix it with the liver. Started to cook like doing pate, like fry with shallots and garlic and cow's liver, and I just blend it and I put into the cake, and it went well. I went straight into the final. So yeah,
So proud
like
of you.
thanks to my friend.
Yeah.
You know, like I think every dish that I made they have its own story. Like this dish that I made because of my friend talking about it, and I just think I just imagine what it's gonna taste like, and I just made it into a cake, and I went straight through the final. So
You know, every dish that you create, do you have to have a name for it before you
I
present
never
it?
really thought about the name, but after at the time I didn't name anything, but after the show, people, they just like what they just give everyone to give the name of the dish after we made it already. So I just like made up some names.
Right.
Yep, like my style of cooking because I spent 20 years in London. Like they don't have name for food. I noticed only Thai restaurant have name for it, like green curry. Like in a Western restaurant, they just put whatever in the food, like maybe chicken with something sauce with something vegetable, something like that. Not a name. So I never really thought about the name before, and I just think it's so difficult. It's more difficult than cooking. Just thinking the name.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really thought about it, to be honest. Like every time finish cooking in the show and I have to think of the name, I feel like I take like hours to think about the name. Yes.
Right. And how important do you think does your dish need to have a story? Because sometimes they also ask you, what is the history of this dish, right?
I think it's quite I think it's important for me because that's how I get the idea from the story. Yeah, like from traveling or from my when I was young, when I live at home, when I live in Thailand, or maybe from talking to my friends. So I think the story made my food.
Beautiful. Also, I wanted to ask you, since MasterChef is a reality TV show, how truthful is the editing in your opinion? Because I know some reality TV shows, they make some people more aggressive towards each other, or they argue, or it seems like that on television. In your experience, how truthful was it?
It's quite truthful, I think, because for me, I was just plain and humble throughout the show. And I was just like that because the idea of me being in the show is just to cook. So, and no one actually told me to act or to say anything. And I think everyone just speak their mind, just do what they like. So, but it's how I mean the acting and the talking it's just real, and the editing I'm not sure how they do it. They just that editing work, right? But we have no scripts.
Okay, that's good. Good to know that MasterChef Thailand, at the very least, is quite truthful in terms of presenting each person as an individual and not creating too much animosity towards the competitors and all that. So that's good.
I think they want to emphasize, you know, as as individual, like the character of that person. Since because like we at the show, I have like 2 or 3 camera in front of me all the time, and they listen to me all the time. You know, in the show, so they know what kind of personality that each person has. I think, and they just edit it in the way of to make more the audience keep them interested. I think.
Was it distractful for you though? There were 3 cameras in your face every time you started cooking, and especially when you're under a lot of pressure, racing against time, against people's likings.
I remember the first time I came into MasterChef studio, I didn't see anything at all. Like all I see was the food in front of me.
Wow, tunnel vision.
Yeah, because I think I am quite focused on what am I going to do. Like the first time in MasterChef studio, I have it's mystery box. I open it and it's all black, like black rice, black chicken, squid ink, and I just focus on what I was going to cook, rather than looking at the camera at people. Many times, the creative like the Kim interview me, and I didn't answer because
Oh,
I
no.
didn't hear.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because I'm just like I focus on my cooking and I want to get it done perfectly, and I didn't hear. Like the judge came to me and I didn't answer him because I didn't hear.
Right.
Yeah, I just yes again. What did you ask? Like
Yes.
I didn't hear. I think I was really concentrated on my cooking. So yeah, it's not really nervous at all. When I am in the kitchen, I have my zone and I'm free from everything. So that's my happy place.
Oh, that's nice. In your opinion, do you think you have to be a foodie to be able to cook well?
What is foodie anyway?
What is your definition of foodie, actually?
Yeah, I think people have different definition of foodie, right? For me, if the foodie mean tasting many different kind of food and knowing maybe a little bit more about it rather than just eating. And you know, I think that's foodie to me.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to go fancy or expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I think for my kind of foodie, it's loving to eat and loving to know how to make it. And yeah, I
Would you
think
say
that's it.
you're that type of person that you just described?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so I think it's apparent that you kind of need to be a little bit of a foodie to be able to cook well or be a chef, maybe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, at least I am when I taste something and I can taste everything
Mm-hmm.
in one bite, like how to make it. You know, it's just maybe I am a dreamer or like percher or something. Because like when I eat
Yeah.
it and I just see, you know, when I had a bite and I feel like, oh, maybe this is how they made it.
Mm.
Or maybe I can do this too. Something like that. Oh, it's always happened to me.
It's a talent, I would say, because there's a lot of things that when I taste it, I'm like, I know this is very good, but I can't tell what the ingredients are at all until somebody writes it down, like, that's right. Now that I see that there's coconut as an ingredient, I can taste it. But unless seeing or somebody telling me, I can't tell. But I have a feeling you not only know the ingredients, but you can even tell what kind of style cooking it is, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I don't know. Yeah, yes, I
Must
don't
be
know.
talent.
I guess so.
I think
And
so.
again, I remember growing up, like learning English from TV,
Mm-hmm.
watching cooking program
Mm-hmm.
on TV in English. Like I remember watching Jamie Oliver's when he just started.
Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't cook at the time, but I enjoy watching it. I
Mm-hmm.
guess I just pick up something from then.
If you had to redo MasterChef again, would you do anything differently?
Redo,
Mm-hmm.
like doing it again.
Yes, anything at all.
Mm, no, I think I am happy the way it came out, and I think I was really control and yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it again either, and I feel like I wouldn't change anything.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm very curious. When you had to manage the restaurant, or even when you had to do the challenge where you had to manage many people to come together to create a product for the judges to judge, right?
Mhm.
How do you remain calm and in character when you're under so much pressure? What is the mindset that you might need to have?
To control people.
To control maybe your emotions or allow or inspire people to do what you want them to do.
I think if we planned it really well, um, so first we talked what we're gonna do, and as a team leader, I give them responsibilities, and I am quite strict. So when doing this, imagine I'm running a restaurant, and because I did it before, and I feel like if everyone doing what they're supposed to do, whatever we're gonna do is gonna come out really good. Like if we strict with the plan,
Mm-hmm.
if we stick with it, and everyone know what they're doing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you would say it comes down to good planning and good delegations to the team members, and then
Yeah,
just overlooking it so everybody's in their line.
because I feel like everyone have their own opinions. They
Mm.
want to show off their cooking skills, but for a team challenge, it's not about individual. It's one thing. It's a team, so we have to work as a team, and the leader should be able to control it, to go to the direction that we talked about, that we planned. So otherwise, everyone could do it their own things, and it's gonna be a disaster.
I love your leadership. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to tell my boss. Anyways, um, so now that you won MasterChef season 5, how has it changed your life? Do people recognize you more? Mm-hmm.
Yes, people recognize me more,
Mm-hmm.
and
How does it feel like?
I just sometimes I just feel like I'm not that person. I am just normal Angkrit walking on the street.
Mm.
Yeah. And when people recognize me, it just feel like, I don't know, it's just strange.
Would you say you're more of an introvert than an extrovert?
I am more introvert, I think.
I
So I
see.
need some time to be alone to be, I don't know, like to give me my energy or my power. I need some time to be alone. So I am more introvert, I think. But I went I went to a school of like my friend's kid, and some kids just came to me and called me Uncle Angkrit.
Oh,
I feel like,
oh no.
oh my God. I don't
Yeah.
know them. They just
Okay, I
came,
see.
say hi, hi,
Oh.
hi, Lung Angkrit. I
Uh-huh.
feel like, hi. I don't know. I feel embarrassed, but
Oh
I
no.
feel proud at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the fact that he called me uncle, but it's just the fact that he saw me on TV and recognized me, and his mom just told me that he likes watching me on TV and he wanted to cook something like that. I feel good. I feel good about it because if I can inspire kids to cook or to do what they like, to do what they really want, I am in a good place. I'm happy. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And yeah, and my friend now, all my friends have like 10 years old kids, and I got the message like my kid's watching you and he started to cook, and then
Wow.
yeah, my friends just sent me the photo of her kids baking. I feel good. I feel good about it. And when I met him for the first time, he came and hugged me, and he said he wanted to be a chef. And you know, I can't really explain how I feel. It just feel good.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling. But I also know that you have a YouTube channel. So not only are you presented on television, but on social media, you're quite somebody as well because you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have YouTube, you even have TikTok. Am I correct?
Yes.
How do you manage all the platforms in one go? Because they're so different.
I am actually quite slow to post one post because I have, like there's many platforms that I have to keep up with. But I just try to be myself and be truth to who I am. So on YouTube I started because I like travel, and one day I just thought like I went round the world trip. I don't remember the year now. It's like many years ago, maybe more 10 years ago, I guess. And any, I don't have much picture of it. At the time, it's before iPhone and the good phone camera. So I didn't have good pictures of my trip. And I just tried to remember it. It's just only in my head. And I just thought, why don't I just keep my memory in motion picture? So I started to film myself on my trip because I went traveling alone, and there's something to do like filming myself, and I enjoy doing it, and I started to learn how to edit video. So I started my YouTube channel like when I was traveling, but I really slow, you know,
I'm
posting.
following you there, just
Thank
in
you.
case. Yes. But I also want to know, so these travel vlogs of yours, is it typically you solo tripping?
Most of them I was solo traveler. Yeah.
And is it lonely at times or you really enjoy the solitude?
No, I never feel lonely
Oh,
traveling
that's
alone at
great.
all. At
Mm-hmm.
all. I I feel free traveling alone, and I feel open. I made so many friends during my trip. I made like good friend, really good friend, like a foodie friend.
Mm.
Because like when you're traveling alone, okay, I met this girl, like English girl, when I was doing trekking in Machu Picchu,
Wow.
and she was a chef at the time.
Uh-huh.
So we talked because I know that I am into food, and I was curious about South American food in Peru. Peruvian food is kind of one of the popular food right now. So we talked about food and we still keep in touch. I see her from time to time. And I met her just before I came back to Thailand to do MasterChef. And I told her, hey, I'm going on Thailand MasterChef. And she went traveling with her partner and her kids at the time. And I just sent her a message that, again, when I won. And I said, hey, I won MasterChef Thailand. It's just, we planned I plan to actually move to her town because I like countryside in England, and we talked about like opening like some pop up like some supper club together because she's already a chef herself, and I like cooking. At the time, I wasn't even a master chef yet, but I enjoyed like imagination, like having a pop up restaurant with her. Yeah, this is this person I met when I was traveling. So traveling is not it's not make me feel lonely at all. Actually, it's just made me feel complete.
That sounds like a good future to have. Like actually having a pop-up shop somewhere abroad, cooking Thai food, is it? Like have you
Yes,
thought yet what it would be, the cuisine?
it will have to be like my style. Like I don't know, maybe some Western with Thai twist or Thai with Western twist.
Love it.
Something like that. It's always have to be myself in it, which is Thai.
That's your strength, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So what advice do you have for people who might aspire to be chefs themselves?
Just do it, I guess. I saw people. Actually, I'm not trained a chef at all. I remember when I was at university here in Thailand, there is like a cooking school at Oriental Hotel. It's called OHAP. My friend went, and I wasn't sure if I would like to go to cooking school, but I know that I like cooking deep inside of me. I feel like I like cooking, but I didn't know that I wanted to be a chef, to be like a serious chef working in a hotel or in a restaurant. So I just thought at the time, I remember I thought if, because at the time I finished, I had a degree in political science
Oh wow.
from Thammasat University.
Oh, good one.
And I feel like I finished, I went to university and I wasn't sure what I would like to do. But I went to political science because I was I was a good student. I guess I got a good grade. I went in, but without knowing if I wanted to do something with political science. I finished school still thinking what I would like to do with my life, like what kind of work would I like to do, and I didn't know. I could not find the answer, so I went to London, to find myself, I guess. So I would like to be away from home, to be out of my comfort zone, and to start a new journey, to find myself kind of journey. So, and at the time, my friend went to OHAP to do the hotel school. I just thought if I come back from England, still could not find what I would like to do, I would go to cooking school. I would go to OHAP. So, I still didn't go to any cooking school, but it's kind of obvious now that I like cooking that much because I think I grew up with it. It just happened. It's just in me. It's just in me. I start cooking just opening a cookbook. And remember that when I was young, but the first cookbook that I have, it's called แม่บ้านที่รัก
Oh,
It's
yeah.
from my auntie. It's so funny. I was a kid and I like the look of it. It's just like a small cookbook that I keep. I still have it.
Oh, really?
I still have
Oh,
it.
I
It's
wish
my
that you
first.
brought it.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah, I should have bought it, right?
It's okay. Can you take a photo and maybe we can insert this like on the
Yeah.
screen? Yeah.
Actually, it's at my mom's house.
Ah, okay.
So, do you need it
Oh
urgently?
no, it's okay. We can talk about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's so funny. I still keep it, and I just look at it. It was so funny because like this is me, like 10. I don't know how old, maybe 10 years old. It's like having that cookbook without like not even I don't know if I can cook at the time. And it's just like this is me all along. This is myself like cooking.
I feel like your life has fallen into place exactly where you needed to be, because it seemed like, cooking, you didn't know that you were into cooking, but you were playing with food ever since you were young, and then you stumbled upon like different cuisines, for managing it in London, and then you came back and like, you know what, I'm just gonna join MasterChef for fun, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a strategy actually going into MasterChef, or you just want to cook? You just wanted to play?
I just want to cook. I just went
Right.
there and I just want to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that that was in my head at the time was just cook.
Do you think that's a good mindset to have, like when you go into these competitions? Because some people have, very strict strategies in going in. I'm not going to make any friends. I'm going to, I don't know, like what kind of strategies they have. But you kind of went in there with like an open mind, like, oh, I just want to do my best. I just want to cook. Is that the strategy that make you win, do you think?
I I would think so because if that made me a MasterChef winner, I think it's a good strategy then. Because like I remember going in and I feel like like I saw cameras. I was nervous at the time, but I feel like, hey, don't be nervous. I just talk to myself like, why would I have to be nervous? I'm here to do what I like, to do what's me, which is cooking. I would just focus on my cooking. So like I said, when I touch, you know, the pan and the pot and the ingredients, everything, I feel like home. So that's the good feeling. I wasn't nervous at all since the first episode until the final. I feel like I was home the whole time. I was in my comfort zone. I was in my kitchen. I know what to do, and yeah.
That's great. Okay, Kun Angkrit, before we end this episode, I want to ask you 5 quick fire questions. So are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, here they go. Quick fire, yeah? Do you prefer starters or desserts?
Dessert.
What is your favorite cuisine?
Obviously Thai.
What is your least favorite dish to cook?
I still think least favorite. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Okay, what is your favorite hobby besides cooking?
Traveling.
And the last question, what is a must visit Thai restaurant for someone who's never eaten Thai food before?
I would say J.O. Jula. I love the restaurant. I brought my Korean friends. Like I would bring my every friends there if they come from abroad because I just love it.
All right. Thank you very much, Kun Angkrit. And I know that you audience members also now know where to go if you've never tried food before. Thank you very much, Kun Angkrit, for joining us in this podcast. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, do give us a thumbs up and we'll see you next time. Sawadee ka. Bye.